Nothing started again. I'm sick to my stomach. Nothing.
Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? The creators called it football. Soccer? You know, you play it with your feet. Reading between the headlines. Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? Hello, football fans, and welcome back to Reading Between the Headlines. I'm Asaf Nisim, your host for another episode of Peruse the News, the live show where we catch up on the latest Chelsea news together, maybe some Premier League football, maybe some world football news, and of course, number one importance, we live football and prosper as one should. Now, on the docket for today, of course, we did have a great victory. There we go. We throw that victory up there. But on the docket for today, let's see, what will we talk about? We're going to talk about that victory. First, we will take a look at the lineup predictions and see how they matched up with the the Brighton match day starting 11. We did do a stream before the match, do a pre-show stream, and we came up with our own little predictions, and I'm not going to spoil, but it wasn't bad. They were pretty good. So we'll take a look at that, see how it matched up. Then we'll check out Chelsea.com's post-match review and reflect on the match using that as a base for discussion. There's a time for feel-good reviews, and that time is now, folks. I mean, what a result. What a performance for Chelsea. I don't want to spoil everything, all of my reactions, but let's just say generally positive. Next, after we read the Chelsea review and reflect, we will check in on a Cole Palmer and Enzo Maresca post-match reaction, both of their post-match reactions, and perhaps the Enzo Maresca full post-match presser. As a bonus, after that, per usual, we're going to keep this short and sweet, but if we have any time within the bounds of the time allotted today, which might be 45 minutes, which might be an hour, we're still making those decisions here at Reading Between the Headlines, and that is, when I say we, I mean me. And you know what? I'll take some input. If the chat is blowing up, maybe we'll stay a little bit longer, but we'll keep it nice and short regardless. As a bonus, per usual, if we have any time, maybe we'll stalk some of our favorite Chelsea player Instagrams, current or alumni, before we close up shop. Surely they must have some nice, positive, celebratory posts and stories. But before we continue with all of that we just laid out for you there, if you're new to the channel, why not? Well, maybe you're not new, but you're a stalker of the stream. You don't quite like the stream or subscribe to the channel. Why not like the stream, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to know when I go live. I'm not necessarily a guy that hits the notification bell all the time. However, as if you've been watching the stream in the past, you know right now we're streaming in a totally different time than we usually do. It's 4:20 on the East Coast. I almost always stream at 8 p.m. But you know what? Daddy's got to get away for a little vacation. And while I was refereeing today, I was like, all right, I'm not going to have any time before I get out of here and go to my special vacation place, which I will not. I'm going to the DR. The DR. Okay, I'll just reveal it. But I knew that I had to get one stream in before I shoved off to the DR and relaxed in the sun and, get that R&R that I so strongly deserve. But so I was like, I got to get a stream in. Guess what? It's 4:21 on the Eastern Coast, and I'm doing a stream totally unconventionally. And so maybe you want to hit that notification bell to know when I'm doing this sort of a thing. But at the moment, it is just a surprise for those that decide to log on or have the bell hit. Now, after saying that, but more importantly, you really want to subscribe to the channel, right? You want to be able to find me in the future. I want to know that you guys are with me and things have been going great. The show, every single stream grows in number. It's actually awesome. I'm surprised. Not so surprised because we do a great show over here. We have great conversations in the chat and I want to keep doing them. And I would love to have you guys. I tell you this all the time. I sacrifice the quality of the video stream to do an ultra low latency stream, which means there's practically no delay between the video feed. There's like a tiny couple second delay between the video feed and the chat. So that way I can react to you because that's what this show is about. It's about really doing it live, really just perusing the news as I would and as one would together and reflecting together because that's what makes it more fun. Everybody knows that this game is nowhere near as fun and exciting if you have nobody to enjoy it with. And that's what I'm doing here. And that's what I'm committed to doing here. So why don't you guys subscribe, join the team on the live stream because that's where it's at. Okay, now that that was a long-winded marketing pitch, but we're gonna keep it that. You know what? We're flowing here. I'm going and you're here. Maybe you're not here, but hopefully you are back throwing up that score again. Back to throwing that score up again. Okay, now that marketing pitch is over, why not check out, before we start the docket off, there's a pre-docket docket, all right? The pre-docket docket consists of one item, checking out last stream's poll results. We had a poll, and it was not the most creative poll, but it was an appropriate poll, okay? The poll was, what will be the result of Chelsea, Brighton, and Hove Albion this Saturday? 66% of you chose correctly that it would be a Chelsea win. 66%. 33% chose that it would be a draw. 0% thought that Brighton would win. That's because we have some great Chelsea fans that know that Chelsea's going to bring it. Okay, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, but felt it in their loins, in their down belows, that it was going to be a Chelsea victory, and it was no chance of a draw. No chance of a Brighton win. And then I had this written wrong in my notes, but as you could see, that was the poll. And last but not least, there was the outside chance, the very, very outside. I'm talking outside. I'm talking in the parking lot chance that there may have been 7 red cards and a referee chosen abandoned match, because that will have, you don't see it often, but it happens in the lower leagues. I'll tell you that much. As a referee, it does happen. Not often, but it does happen if it gets crazy. I can't remember the last time a Premier League match got abandoned for too many red cards. Doesn't tend to get crazy. It's usually when there's like an all-out battle royale. I've seen it before. I've been on the pitch when this happened before. I wasn't in the center. I wasn't doing center refereeing, but I was in AR in one game I'll say this, down in Flushing Meadow Park, Queens, where things just exploded. And we had so many red cards, the match had to be abandoned. I won't take credit for that. The center referee at the time gets credit for that one. But it was totally legitimate, and it was a deserved match abandoned. Okay, so there's my little story. I won't give too many. You know what? I'll give you a couple details. Never ever have I seen this happen after this match, but this is a match where I actually saw not one but two different players do what's called a what is it? Is it like a leg drop where they jump up and hit somebody with their cleats in the center of their chest, okay? That's how bad this match was, so you can understand why we, the referees, abandoned the match. It was literally two separate occasions of people getting cleats to their chest. It was not good. It was not good. I'll tell you that much. But enough of my reminiscing of good old times. We move on. Let's throw that down. But guess what? As I said, we just read last stream's poll results. Now it's time to throw out this stream's poll. And for this poll, I just thought this was interesting because there's goals coming from all directions at Chelsea, right? I thought it would be interesting to see if people thought that our striker would not be the top goal scorer by the end of the season. That's one facet of this, but the other facet is, who do you think is going to be the top goal scorer at the end of the season? So here's the poll. The poll is, and you could see it over here in the chat because that's how it comes up when I screen grab it. So who will have the most goals for Chelsea by the end of the season? Will it be current top goal scorer Cole Palmer? So he goes first because he's the current top goal scorer. Then you have the next up in line, Nicholas Jackson, who could, traditionally the striker will have the most goals at the club, right? I mean, but you never know. And then the backup striker, Christopher Nkunku, might come good and score a heck of a lot of goals. We know that he is in form now, and basically we've never seen him out of form. He's been a great striker since we got him. Striker in quotes. And then the little grab bag, maybe somebody thinks that Noni Madueke is just going to pop off and get it going. Engage. Let's see what y'all think. Who's going to be the top scorer this season? Will it be Cole Palmer? Will it be Nicholas Jackson? Will it be Christopher Nkunku? He's going to play a lot of cup games, and some of those games going to be against lower tier teams. That is something to consider. Maybe Christopher Nkunku is going to start picking up a bunch of goals. And if he does pick up a bunch of goals in those cup competitions, will maybe he get a start ahead of Nicholas Jackson? At this point, it's looking kind of grim for him. Doesn't matter what he does. It seems he ain't starting ahead of Nicholas Jackson. But you never know. You never know, folks. It's always possible. It is definitely always possible. So I'll just throw that score up again. But okay, now that we have that poll out, let's see what you guys think. And we'll go with that. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go to the Chelsea.com and read their match report. Why? I know it's biased. I know it's kind of feel good, whatever. But this was a feel good game. I mean, my opinion is this was the first dominant league performance. I thought the first dominant game that Chelsea had was against Barrow in the cup competition. I know we've had like emphatic score lines, but I haven't thought that the performance was super dominant with Chelsea until we played Barrow in the EFL, who as people know are the League 2 leaders, top of the table in League 2. That counts for something, right? But it was a dominant performance from Chelsea's B team, and this was Chelsea's A team, and this was the first out-and-out dominant performance on the pitch, not just scoreline, against a stiff test in Brighton. Let's be real. I thought it was going to happen against West Ham, and yeah, we won 3-0, but the performance, I didn't love it. I wasn't, and of course it was a clean sheet too, which on paper is better than this Brighton performance, but Brighton are a better team than West Ham, and they performed better. West Ham on the day just kind of crapped the bed, let's be real, and Chelsea weren't the best looking on the pitch. Nicholas Jackson had a great game. That was great to see. It was great to see him in form. It was great to see him confident, but it wasn't a all out absolute dominant performance against West Ham. This one, Brighton, maybe the first half was a little this and that, but we could talk about who's to blame or who specifically is to blame for that. I don't want Robert Sanchez. Concede as a team, score as a team. Those are both true. But Chelsea passed this stiff test against Brighton with flying colors. First half had some moments. Again, Sanchez. Every time he comes off the line, I'm like, oh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen here? So that was problematic. His FOTMOB rating was obviously trash, probably for good reason. I'm just going to say both goals conceded were probably mostly his fault. Again, you score together as a team, you concede together as a team, but there are gradations to this, folks. And let's be real, Sanchez really shat the bed on those two goals. But we'll get into it because I want to see what the Chelsea.com match review is, because it's just a feel-good moment, and I thought, why not go to Chelsea.com for that feel-good moment? Here we go. Wide headline. Let's get rid of that. Okay, this is the problem when you produce your own show and produce the show that you're hosting. You gotta be on it. You gotta be on the computer, and you gotta be on the camera, focused on you folks. But whatever. I think it's going pretty darn well. What's going on here? Get out of my face. All right, there we go. And we will change that screen view. We'll go here so we can read what they've got to say from Chelsea, Chelsea.com. Feel good review here, folks. Okay. The game began at a furious tempo, a sign of things to come, and it was Brighton who got the early first goal when Georgino Rutter headed in following a scramble in the box. Again, Sanchez, they're being nice to him because obviously Chelsea aren't going to crap all over the first choice keeper. Not a great thing to do, to get inside the head of your first choice keeper. But flat out, Sanchez, I've been saying this for streams on end now. Every time the guy comes off his line, and he's so confident off his line. Like, you have keepers that don't want to come off their line. They're worried, and like, I think Kepa probably at times was that keeper. And maybe towards the end of his Chelsea stint, although he still plays for the club, technically he's just on loan. But Kepa, I felt like he was hesitant to come off his line and hit the ball when he needed to come off his line. But Sanchez, it's like anytime the ball is anywhere near him, he's coming off his line trying to smash it. Bro, he needs to have a little bit more discernment when it comes to coming off his line. Because this first goal, flat out, Robert Sanchez, totally to blame here. Okay, we move on. From there, Palmer stole the show. It briefly looked like it might be one of those days when Cole hit the post and had one disallowed. These were in direct succession, as did Jadon Sancho, but there was plenty still to come. Jadon Sancho, great game again, ladies and gentlemen. Totally affirming the reasons why he belongs in the starting lineup ahead of Mykhailo Mudryk, ahead of Pedro Neto, ahead of really basically anybody on that left-hand side. In the space of 10 minutes, Palmer had a hat trick, slotting in from Nicholas Jackson's square pass. Great assist for Nicholas Jackson. Maybe he didn't get the goal, but he did get the assist, and I think he had a pretty decent game. Okay, not a West Ham performance, like not a performance like he had against West Ham, but he did get that assist. And then, of course, Cole Palmer had the penalty to make the hat trick, or was it before? I'm not sure in what succession the penalty came, but awarded for a foul on Sancho. Again, Sancho was good. He won that penalty. And a stunning free kick, right? The free kick was amazing. What a free kick. Holy crap. I don't know how far out that was, but it was far. If you haven't watched the highlights, go check out the highlights. I wish I could show them here, but YouTube will shut me down. Let's be real. Maybe one day. Maybe one day if y'all subscribe and I can monetize. Well, which you are, to be fair. I'm not saying you aren't subscribing. I'm not saying it's definitely a slow build, but it's building. We are expanding. Okay. I'm not saying you're not subscribing. But if it gets to the point, maybe I could pay the Premier League one day and be able to show some highlights. I don't know how that works. Probably they'll shut me down as well. But maybe one day I'll find out. Okay, so there was a stunning free kick from Cole Palmer. Brighton threatened to make things interesting by pulling a goal back. Again, that was Sanchez being an idiot too. Like, the guy does not choose staying outside. He went out, and I think it was like he was taking a free kick from the touchline, or I don't remember, but I remember he was at the touchline, and he kicks it to like Caicedo. Caicedo hits it back towards somebody in the box, something like that. And Robert Sanchez isn't on his line. He just didn't need to be there. He didn't need to be in that position, and that was the second goal as well. So again, twice Robert Sanchez's fault. This guy's gonna have my knuckles white all season. I swear to God. Like, something about it. I mean, it's that. He's a liability. He's like a awesome goalkeeper in some ways. And when he first came to the club under Pochettino, like you really felt that, and that's why. I think because he started to show himself to be a liability, that's when Mauricio Pochettino was like, okay, I'm going to go with Petrovic. Because while Petrovic is like not maybe as much of a big game keeper, although that's debatable. Sanchez has great reaction saves. He's great with his feet. He's been part of goal buildups in the past, and Enzo Maresca has said this recently even. But I'm telling you, the guy's always a liability. It's scary. I don't know if you can win big things with a keeper like that. It's yet to be. We're yet to find out, but maybe hopefully we will. Hopefully he'll shore things up. Hopefully he'll make better decisions in the future. So they did pull that goal back, and then Palmer scored 4 times in the first half, which was the first time in Premier League history that this has happened, folks. Okay. Things calmed down after halftime, although Cole continued to enjoy himself and Jackson went close on a few occasions, but there were no further additions to the score sheet after the break. Although Mark Cucurella had a goal disallowed for offside and Adam Webster cleared one Jackson effort off the line. Yeah, that was unfortunate. Very unfortunate that Jackson didn't get a goal. It'd be nice to see him continue this momentum. He did get the assist, but strikers are going to want goals. Let's be real. The selection. Enzo Maresca reverted back to his Premier League lineup after a flurry of changes in midweek. Yeah, he's done that on every cup fixture. The only difference from the win over West Ham United in our last league game was Malo Gusto coming in for Tosin Adarabioyo at right back, Wesley Fofana shifting inside with Levi Colwell and Mark Cucurella on the left. Yeah, that's why. Oh, we didn't do my lineup prediction. All right, let's pause there. We'll pause there and go for this lineup comparison. Yeah, let's be real. It's upside down here on the right. How did I miss that? And now we're going to stop in the middle, but that's okay. Maybe we should have. But since they're mentioning the lineup here, that's why I figured I'll go over there and check out the comparison. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, Peruse the News is always on point with the lineups. Okay. We do high quality predictioning here. Predictioning. All the words that are prediction related. But okay, as you can see, I know it's upside down, but that's how on the lineup builder it came out. Next time I'll adjust that. But as you can see, Sanchez started. The one thing that I was unsure about was Enzo Maresca going to start the game with Tosin at the center back and Fofana at the right back. Maybe he didn't want to start Malo Gusto in the Premier League match, especially in a Premier League match of this high intensity against Brighton. But I predicted in the end that he would go with Malo Gusto because Malo Gusto is that good, and having Fofana back at center back, even though he loved the way Tosin played, he lauded Tosin coming in and covering for basically no right back at the club, covering at center back while Fofana went to the right back and did a great job there. Fofana always gets a yellow card. He gets a yellow card in every. The guy's aggressive and he's a little nippy. I do worry that one day we're gonna pay big time for Fofana coming. His nippiness, his scrappiness. But maybe we won't. He's managed to avoid it thus far, although he gets a lot of yellow cards, and we're probably going to get a match suspension at some point. As you know, in the Premier League, you get 5 yellow cards, and it's a match suspension. Again, well, that's one part that's basically right. Caicedo and Fernandez, I predicted, would be in the middle. Nothing would change that, even though we knew that Lavia was coming back, and Lavia was excellent in the opening match against City. I can't say enough. And he did make an appearance, albeit for like 11 or 12 minutes, I think it was, in this match. And then the forward line, I predicted that Maresca, even though he did say Mudryk had a good performance against Barrow, it was not going to be enough to push Sancho out. And Sancho really proved himself in this match again, earning the assist, earning the penalty, which Cole Palmer converted with aplomb. Aplomb. I said it. Aplomb. Aplomb's a great word. So if you ever want to use that, go for it. But yeah, so Sancho proved his worth yet again. Madueke, here's what I'm going to say about Madueke. He was good. FotMob gave him a 7.1 rating. But I get the feeling he's going to drop at some point. I get the feeling that Madueke, like last season, I felt like he obviously shows that he's got skills. He shows that he's a technical player. He is a confident player. He is a wily player. And he's willing to take people on. But last season, it showed that he didn't have a lot of Premier League experience. And you had like strong defenders basically shutting him down, in my opinion. And this season is off to a great start. He's showing the experience that he gained from last season, but I think he's slowing down. Hopefully I'm wrong. He obviously is in terms of stats, but stats aside, I think he's slowing down in terms of his effectiveness. And maybe at some point, he's got good competition on the right. Okay, he's got Pedro Neto. I guess it's just Pedro Neto at this point. Although you could say Joao Felix too, or Christopher Nkunku, honestly. Although I think the way Maresca looks at it, he doesn't want Nkunku on the right. He wants him on the left. But yeah, I think there's a little bit of a drop off Madueke. And I think at some point, I don't know, Maresca does seem to be the type of manager that is sticking to his guns with the players that he chooses. And it's going to be hard for him to budge on Madueke, maybe. Maybe Madueke will have to have a really bad performance or something for him to drop. Or Pedro Neto is going to have some really great performances in the cup games that he is that he gets start in. But I didn't think it was going to happen yet. So I put Madueke in there, and that was correct. And then Jackson, again, I don't think people keep calling for Jackson to come in and play ahead of Nkunku to come in and play ahead of Jackson. Yeah, it's not going to happen in the near term, even with Nkunku showing good form. Obviously, Jackson had a really good performance against West Ham, and I think that's enough until he has like some really bad performances, which I hope he doesn't have, right? We got to just hope that Jackson starts to self-actualize and do it. As you can see over here, again, I know it's backwards, but Sanchez did have a pretty terrible performance. Yeah, 4.7. That doesn't look good. Okay, we move back to the Chelsea.com article. We just talked about the prediction. Guess what, guys? It's time to mention it. 100% prediction for the lineup on this show. We are hot. That's 2 fixtures in a row, including the cup fixture against Barrow and this fixture against Brighton. 100% choice. 100% lineup prediction. I don't know. Do they actually have... Can we bet on lineup predictions? I haven't seen it on the betting platform that I use. But maybe at some point I'll have to do a lineup prediction bet on this show, and if anybody comes on and helps me in the chat, I'll just dole out the victory money, because we're 2 for 2 right now. I mean, I imagine we'll keep doing it. All right, but before we go on to this Chelsea article, which is a feel-good review of this great, dominant performance against Brighton, why not, if you haven't yet, like the stream, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to know when we go live, because again, I'm doing this live right now. I had no plans to do this live. Well, some plans, but usually I'm doing them at 8 p.m. on like Sundays after all the matches would be tonight. But today I knew I needed to get one in before I go on vacation. Woo! Because I'm going to be out of commission for a few days, and I wanted to give you folks a chance to come in here. But more importantly, subscribe to the channel. I want to see y'all in here. I want to be reacting with you guys. This channel is about interaction. Again, this is why my latency is super, super low, even at the cost of the video quality, because I know that I want to be able to react to live chats from you folks as soon as you put them out there. That's important to me. Okay, so we move on. Here we go. Okay, early setback. It wasn't the start that Chelsea had been hoping for. After a tentative opening with some promising attacks for both teams, which came to nothing, a sudden scramble in the Blues box ended with the Brighton taking an early lead. It looked like the danger had passed when Caicedo cut out a low cross, but Colwill was charged down as he cleared the ball, looped into the air. Cucurella was sandwiched between two Brighton players, and Sanchez came to punch but couldn't make it. That is being nice. As Rudder's header floated away from Colwill on the line and into the net. Here you go. They show you the picture there. This was a terrible decision from Sanchez, as we said earlier. The guy tends to make these terrible decisions coming off the line and become a liability. So I wonder if at some point, and people were thinking this early on, a lot of Chelsea fans early on in the season were like, can we have Jorgensen, please? And obviously Sanchez has proven his worth in many instances. He's made some really great saves, really great reaction saves. He's really great with his feet. He's built some goals from the very back. But this was a reminder that Sanchez is not Petrovic, and he might be a liability sometimes. So yeah, it's a concern, because you wonder, and I mentioned this early in the stream, if anybody's coming in, I mentioned this, you wonder if you can win big things with a keeper like this. It's hard to win things when a keeper is a liability every so often. Like Kepa Arrizabalaga, he kind of seemed that way. I know I'm really doing the pronunciation there, but Kepa always seemed that way. Always, like, he was a great keeper at times, and then other times it was like total liability, and you wonder if, just wouldn't make the save that he should make. Sanchez isn't quite that guy. It's really mostly where he's coming off his line when he shouldn't be coming off his line, and that was one instance. And again, he's responsible for the second goal as well. I'm sure they'll talk about it here. There was a long wait after the goal while Cucurella and Rudder both received treatment for head injuries, but there was no hint of VAR getting involved, so the visitors had the lead. Sanchez was called into action again, showing great reflexes to palm away a Danny Welbeck cross, which was deflected wickedly towards goal in what was a worrying start from a Brighton team showing lots of attacking intent. And yeah, if you have paid attention these past few years, Danny Welbeck tends to score on us. I don't frickin' know why, but he just tends to score on us, the bastard. Okay. If at first you don't succeed, Chelsea says, we couldn't have come any closer to an equalizer than Palmer's effort. 20 minutes in, the pass was slightly behind him on the line, but the England international's first touch was brilliant to take him clear, and he lifted a delicate finish past the keeper, but it bounced back off the right-hand post. Palmer, ice cold from the penalty spot, as we know. Palmer did have the ball in the back of the net just seconds later, again following a Fernandez ball in behind. Enzo Fernandez had a good game, not a fantastic game. We weren't chanting his name or anything, but he did have an okay game. Maybe good is a little much, because you'd love to see some more action from him, some more contributions. FotMob didn't have him having a great game. In fact, they gave him a 6.3 rating. But I mean, at least he wasn't At least we weren't talking crap about him post-match. Or at least I wasn't. Okay, so yeah, Palmer had the disallowed goal because the offside flag was raised after he beat Verbruggen one-on-one. Finally, with his third attempt in as many minutes. Yeah. And think about this. He had 2 disallowed goals, I think, or it was off the post and then 1 disallowed goal. Palmer did have his name on the score sheet. Jackson gets much of the credit for pressuring Adam Webster and capitalizing on his weak back pass before unselfishly squaring. Love to see that from a striker, even though I'd also love to see him get the goal. This time there was nothing to deny Palmer as he slotted into the empty net. We could even have had the lead a couple of minutes later when Madueke was the next to be released in behind and squared Sancho to score, but replays showed Nani was offside by centimeters, so that too was chalked off. Yes, sir. The Cole Palmer show begins. Cold Palmer. This now frantic first half continued at pace as we had now got to grips with Brighton's high defensive line and were ruthlessly setting about the task of exploiting it. However, it was from the penalty spot that Chelsea got our noses in front at the bridge. There could be little complaint by the visitors as Sancho was clearly bundled over by Carlos Baleba while trying to get on the end of a 1-2 with Fernandez. There was no question about who would be taking it or the outcome really. Nice. This is a feel-good review. Palmer stepped up and dispatched it into the bottom left corner with a minimum of fuss. There it is. There's that free kick. Woo! If you haven't seen that free kick, man, that was a great free kick from Cole Palmer. Who knew that he had that in his bag of tricks? But is anybody surprised? Not really. There was more to come in this crazy period of the match as well. Chelsea were furious when Madueke was pulled down by Peruse Estupinan when seemingly through on goal, especially when the defender was only shown a yellow card. They weren't let off the hook completely, though, as Palmer continued his masterclass by curling the free kick perfectly into the top corner exactly 10 minutes after his first goal of the game. Cole had completed his hat trick. It ain't over yet, folks. I'm sure you know that. Fast and furious, the pace of the game showed no sign of slowing down, but unfortunately it was Brighton who were next to find the net, pulling one back when Baleba beat Caicedo to a loose pass out from the back. Yep, beat Caicedo, as I mentioned, from the back by Sanchez to score. Again, Sanchez making a really stupid decision, being off to the right of his net and passing it to Caicedo in the middle, like when there were 2 defenders on him, if I remember correctly, and he was beat to it, and they scored because Sanchez couldn't get on his line fast enough, and it was basically a wrap. There continued to be no let up in the chances. Sanchez needed strong hands to keep out a long-range drive by Baleba. Madueke hit the side netting after a good piece of skill in the box. Then Verbruggen was off his line just quick enough to prevent Madueke's low cross finding Sancho for a simple tap in the back post. Yep, the first half was not perfect for Chelsea, obviously. I mean, obviously we were up convincingly, but we gave up a little too much. But it was Brighton. Brighton's good, so you kind of expected that. There was little surprise either when a 6th goal arrived before halftime or at the identity of its scorer. This time it was Fernandez who intercepted a wayward Brighton pass in a dangerous area. Sancho's resulting through ball was perfectly weighted, and Palmer's finish even better, beating Verbruggen low at his near post first time. So yeah, obviously Fernandez not going to get credit for that, but he was certainly involved in that. That meant it was a first half which belonged to Chelsea and Palmer, the forward netting 4 times in the same Premier League game for the second time in 7 months, having also done so in the 6-0 win over Everton in April. However, this time he got all 4 in the first half, a feat never achieved by any player in the competition before. Again, no player in the Premier League era has ever scored 4 goals before halftime. Cole Palmer, ladies and gentlemen. The quiet after the storm. Surely the 2 teams couldn't maintain that frantic pace for another 45 minutes. Would things calm down after the break? It didn't look like it. When Jackson stung Verbruggen's palms a minute into the second half, the striker was even closer moments later when he took the ball around the keeper, but Webster got back to clear off the line. Webster was at it again, hooking a Madueke pass out from under the crossbar with 3 Blues queuing up at the back post to score as Chelsea began to take control of the game in the second half and maintaining pressure on Brighton. Yep, it was a tale of two halves a little bit, even though we scored all of our goals in the first half, and they did too, obviously. The second half was just a dominant performance from Chelsea. Yeah, you might want to see more goals, honestly, from Chelsea in the second half with all that dominance, but we are controlling the game. Why should we take the risks and go taking any risks when we're up 4-2? However, after an uncharacteristic miss by Palmer one-on-one, that was disappointing. He literally could have had another goal easily, Cole Palmer. There had been no further additions to the score sheet after 15 minutes of second half action. Amazingly, it was the longest we had gone in this game without a goal, and a clear sign of things would be a little more straightforward in the second half. Again, why should Chelsea take any risks? I mean, but we should also be building goals. We should be building goals with all the dominance that we had in the second half. Jackson had another go after being released by Palmer, but Lewis Dunk recovered in time to block. It momentarily seemed like Cucurella had a goal against his former club. That was disallowed. He was offsides off the set piece. And he didn't celebrate, by the way. Good boy, good guy. Cucurella. Jackson was getting ever closer to a goal, this time firing Pedro Neto's low cross just wide, but it wouldn't arrive before he was replaced by Christopher Nkunku. Also from the bench came the return of Romeo Lavia following injury, as Chelsea looked increasingly comfortable with our 2-goal lead and Brighton began to tire towards the end. Yeah, it would have been nice to see more from Lavia, but it was good to see him at all, and hopefully he gets a chance in the future in this Chelsea side. I don't know where he's going to fit in, because the way we played against Man City when he actually played the first game, he played and Enzo Fernandez, he played next to Caicedo, and I gotta say, we kind of dominated the midfield against Manchester City. If you remember in that game, I think we even had we just had more possession too, but our midfield just looked stronger than Manchester City's midfield. We lost it, obviously. We know that. But Erling Haaland is a beast, and Kovacic had a great goal. But actually, Sanchez, I felt at the time that Sanchez maybe should have saved that goal. But I digress, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I'll just say, first dominant performance, especially the second half. Would have been nice to have even more goals. We didn't have it, but it was a good game for us. And again, Brighton isn't a pushover team. Brighton is a real stiff test generally. And I say that they were, because they had some big chances first half and a couple second half that maybe they shouldn't have. But and maybe Jackson should have put them away, which people are going to have questions about Jackson too, although he did get the assist. Nice for him. People are still going to have questions about Jackson. I really think so, unfortunately. I mean, the press doesn't. They seem to be going off about him. But, we'll see what happens. I think Jackson needs to have a big game in his next match. He needs to get a goal. Keep the momentum going. Okay, so let's check out the post-match reactions from Enzo Maresca and Cole Palmer. Why is this showing up like this? Shut this down.
Enzo, first of all, have you caught your breath yet? Because
I know you can hear that, but we're going to show it. I'm going to show it here. There we go. Okay. Post-match reactions from Enzo and Cole Palmer. Let's check them out and react together.
Enzo, first of all, have you caught your breath yet? Because that was an incredible afternoon, wasn't it?
Yeah, very good, very good. I think the game was exactly the way we planned. I said many times, we can do many things better. We can attack better, we can defend better, but overall I think the performance was good.
Guys, if you haven't voted, by the way, make sure you vote in the chat for who will have the most goals by the end of the season for Chelsea.
We deserve to win.
Have you ever known, as a coach, a first half like that today?
I was quite intense. We conceded the first one, and then the team continued the same way. We created many chances. Then we conceded the second one. That for me it's more about to read the moment better, because we were 1-0 down. We scored 3-1 up. We don't need to take any risk in that moment. And the action starts with Malo that take risk, and then Robert. In that moment we don't need to take risk. But the good thing is, as I said, from now on we are going to concede more goals like this. But it's just part of the way we want to play.
As a coach, how
No, it's
difficult
not.
is
No,
in-game
it's not. I'm
management
sorry.
when it is
It's
a
not
game
part of
like
the. I respect Maresca, obviously. I'm definitely a big fan of Maresca. Why is that a part of the way that we want to play? What are you just? I mean, hopefully he's just protecting Sanchez because no, that's not how the way that we want to play. We don't want Sanchez making really stupid decisions, going to the right of his net, taking that and passing. I think was it a set piece to Caicedo in the middle when he's being shut down or closed down by two attackers. No, that is not the way we want to play. I don't understand that, honestly. I really don't understand why he would make that point. Maybe he's just protecting Sanchez and he's just protecting himself because like, oh, well, I don't know why he keeps saying this, honestly. Since preseason, he's been saying we're going to concede goals. We're going to concede goals. That was a narrative going around and seriously sticking to it. I don't know. Maybe he's just right. Maybe he's like the way we want to play is playing out from the back and if Sanchez is going to make these stupid decisions, then so be it. It doesn't really make a ton of sense for me, but
because it was end-to-end at times, wasn't it?
it is what it is.
Yeah, I think second half was much better in terms of control the game. We didn't concede nothing second half. Probably first half we conceded a bit more, also because they surprised us a little bit in the way they were playing. We prepared the pressing in different ways, so we struggled to adjust a little bit. And then I think second half, we completely controlled the game.
Yeah.
A word on Cole Palmer. Wasn't a bad first half, but you were saying he could have even scored more, couldn't he?
Yeah, no, he scored 4, he could score
Easily.
more. No, but I said
He
many
could have.
times, for Cole, the most important thing is that he enjoys football. He has not to feel the pressure in his shoulder that he has to score or assist every game. He has just to enjoy football. And Cole, you can see that he loves football.
The
Certainly
kid plays
does. You've
with
known
no
him a long
pressure.
time. How special a talent do you think he is?
Is top. You can see that. But the best thing he has for me is that he's a very simple guy. In the way he was 3-4 years ago, he's exactly in the same way. Never change, doesn't change. Even if he score goal, don't score goal. He's always the simple guy, very good boy, and this is the most important thing.
Very
He'll
good
obviously
boy.
get the headlines today.
Very
but
good
elsewhere,
boy.
People like Nicholas Jackson gave everything. Didn't get his goal, but what did he give to the overall team performance today?
Yeah,
an
Nicholas
assist.
was attacking behind many times. He had many chances. He missed, but no matter. The most important thing
Many
is to create
chances he
chances,
missed.
and then at the end we are going to score goals.
True.
Finally, we've spoken about the
And
bond
again,
with the
I
supporters
say
before
this.
here at
I
Stamford
say
Bridge.
this with you know, humility. But I think this is why Chelsea fans are going to keep questioning Nicholas Jackson. What's missing? What's missing, guys? I don't know. Something is missing there. But hopefully he proves us all wrong and just keeps scoring and keeps getting better.
And then at the end we are going to score goals.
Finally, we've spoken about the bond with the supporters before here at Stamford Bridge. What does a performance and a result like this do for that bond moving forward?
No, the thing that they have to understand is that we need these kind of games where we also make some mistake, because it's part of our way, our process, and then at the end we win. But I was very happy today to share with them 3 points.
Cole, first of all, congratulations. Where to start? What an afternoon. How are you feeling?
What a
Yeah,
guy.
delighted with the 3 points especially and the 4 goals. Not bad. It's not a bad afternoon.
An incredible first half. I mean, you are
History
the
making.
first player to score 4 in a Premier League game. I mean, what does that
In the
mean to
first
you?
half of a Premier League game.
Yeah, it's a good start.
It's not from the
One of them. I didn't
Premier
even know
League
that was
game, period.
true, to be fair, but
The first
yeah,
half.
happy about it.
It was an incredible game. It was end to end. It felt like that first half could have been anything. What was it like to play it?
Yeah, it was a good game. Brighton are a good team. They set up well, they passed the ball about well, so we needed to be on it. The manager gave us a good game plan, and I think it worked.
Obviously, they scored early. How pleased were you with the response? Because it was immediate, wasn't it?
Yeah, we started slow, but we knew we'd get chances. It's just about taking them. On another day, we could have scored 8 or 9. Me and myself could have scored a few more. Other players had chances, but yeah.
It's a really good point, because before, obviously, the first goal, you hit the post, had one disallowed, then got your first goal in about 2.5 minutes. It was just blood and thunder, end to end. It was crazy.
No, yeah, like I said, it was a game, exciting game, loads of chances. But yeah, we need to win more games, and thankfully we got 3 points today.
4 incredible goals, 4 very different goals. Tell us about the free kick, though, for the hat-trick, because that was something special.
Yeah, it was. I thought it was a bit too far out, but Clearly
It looked a little bit too far
Where
out.
does that rank among the best you've scored?
Yeah, up there.
What a goal. What a freaking goal.
An amazing afternoon, an incredible atmosphere. What does
Who
this do
knew
for the
he had
bond
that?
between the players and the fans?
Yeah, you know, the fans are top. They're always good, to be fair. So hopefully we put performances like that and they keep singing.
It was an incredible performance. How much are you enjoying playing under Enzo Maresca?
Yeah, you know Enzo from obviously my time at City. Everyone knows how much of a good manager he is, and I think everyone will see it too.
And an expansive play, and there are so many attacking threats in this team, aren't there?
Yeah, there's loads of players, even the ones that are not starting. Like everyone knows what they're doing, so yeah, it's good.
Early days, but do you feel like you're building some momentum here this season?
Yeah, if we keep winning, we keep building, so that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah, buddy. Let's be real. He's humble. He's calm. He's cool. He's collected. You feel that the guy's got he's hungry. He's got everything to go ahead and win competitions. Like, he is a freaking winner, Cole Palmer. I got no complaint. I mean, I don't know anybody else could have complaints. Like, I've said this in the past. You have players who have all the talent in the world, and sorry about that, who have all the talent in the world, but they don't seem hungry. They don't seem like, real winners. That ain't Cole. And so happy to have him in the team. That is, yeah, and we'll close that down. We're not even going to check the full post-match presser. Let's just skip over to, keep this short and sweet, skip over to Instagram and see what the boys be posting. Here we go. Nunny. What the hell? Oh, okay. That's like one of those massage guns. He's posting. Okay. Gotta love Nunny. Yep. Posting some ice bath. Ugh, those tiles though. Jeez, man. Ugh. Not cute in my opinion. Surely with those wages you could do better than that. But everybody has their preferences. Matomo on him. Those compression shorts. What does this even mean? But hopefully with God's blessings, it shouldn't be no way for me to lose, really. I don't get that one. Comments on the post. He's limiting comments on the posts. All right. Ben Chilwell. Let's see it, boy. Guess my favorite movie. I don't know. Is that an English thing? I don't really know what the hell that is. Who the hell that is. All right. Nicholas Jackson. Hopefully keeping his spirits up. Even though he ain't got no goals to show. Chalobah. You got to respect Chalobah. First of all, I love Chalobah. I'm going to say that. I say that every stream. You know what? I'm going to make a commitment right now. Every single stream, I am going to tell you guys that I love Chalobah. I do. He's a Chelsea boy through and through. And while he's at Crystal Palace, I hope he does great and comes back into the team. It really, Daniel Mitzner, Donnie, affectionately known as, it really shouldn't be no way for me to lose, really. No, really. Lose I won't at all, really. No. Nice of you to come on at the end of the stream, brother. But we're still here, still selling fake doors. Checking out young Chalobah's Bible verses. Gotta love the kid. What a guy. I'm gonna throw you a heart. Can I throw a heart? Yeah, hearts all around. Let's see what else. Is he just throwing up? I love you too, buddy. Dear God, thank you for giving me another day. You are the air that I breathe. Think about such a humble kid like this. What a humble kid, you know what I'm saying? I mean, look at this. Stay with God, bro. Stay with God. He's only like, what, 24? What a kid. What a guy. I wish he was in the team, honestly, still. All right, let's head over to Amari Kellerman. Look at this. What the heck? That's freaking good. Dang. A little bit of fan art. A little bit of fan art for Amari Kellerman. Is he at Villa, though, even right now? Did I just forget this? I thought he was in the. Yeah, I thought he was in the on the roster. No, he's at Villa. He went to Villa. Okay. Don't judge. Don't judge. Is he starting at Villa? No. He's coming on though. He's getting minutes. That's good. Although they just. Wow, they got smashed by Crystal Palace. Jeez, I did not see the results. When the hell did this happen? Oh, that's an old game. What am I talking about? What is wrong with me here? Okay. Go back to Villa. Has he played for Villa yet? No, I don't see him playing. I'm all sorts of mixed up, aren't I? No, he's at Chelsea. Okay, he played at Villa, right? Silly. Okay, whatever. That was a little brain fart moment. Back to the Instagrams as we close out this show with some Instagram love for our boys. Chelsea FC. Again, Palmer. It's our boy. First ever player to score 4 goals in the first half of the Premier League. It's great in the Premier League era. Oh, look at this. Reece James with his sister. 23 years young. Happy birthday. LJ. I don't remember his sister's name. They look like the same person. I mean, not in this picture, but now they kind of look like Reece James like puts on a wig and and goes and plays for the Chelsea ladies, and he just becomes his sister. Raheem, yeah, doing well for Arsenal. You hate to see it. Thiago Silva, boa suerte. Fluminense are doing well, still playing. Mason Mount, Donnie, you saw him play today for United. I'm all good, just a scratch. Thanks for all the messages. Something happened? Did he have like a, oh crap, he's got stitches in the head? What the hell happened? I don't like to see that, I'll tell you that much. I still have love for Mason Mount. What the hell happened? Okay. Jeez. What happened? Any insight there? Just looking at the match facts. What happened, bro? All right. I didn't see the game. If anybody saw the game, feel free to chime in. David Luiz. It's our boy. Joe Cole. Privileged to be able to do this. Privileged to see you, bro. Gotta love Joe Cole. If you're a Chelsea fan, you love Joe Cole. Here we go. Matchday Live. Ashley Young and Darren Fletcher. Cute. Ten Hag. Look at that hat. That is so whack. I hate that hat, honestly. Yep. We know how that game went. What happened to Mason Mount, I wonder? Maybe somebody will come in and tell us. Joao Felix. Sorry, brother. Didn't get to play. I gotta skip that.
It's a fair distance from goal.
Can't really do this. Well, yeah, I'm not going to show this, but Cole Palmer, amazing free kick. Go check it out if you haven't seen it yet. JT with the misses. What are you doing, playing pickleball? Oh, wow. Love to get a John Terry shirt, eh? Oh, but it's a new shirt. Be great to see John Terry play golf, play around with John Terry. Look at that swing. Looking good, bro. Looking good. Enzo Fernandez. Does he look like him? Yeah, they look similar. A little chubbier. Oh, look at that. Tony Rudiger. Oh, yeah, they're playing Atletico now, aren't they? Or it's over? It's probably over by now. Cuckoo.
Yeah.
Can't show it. Patrice. Follow him. You gotta follow Patrice ever. He's hilarious. Didier. What a boss. What is that? He posted? Oh, he's just posting a bunch of... Oh, he's just reposting Champions League post. Okay. Essien. He's a legend, bro. Xavier. Moises. Good game. What was his rating? What was his rating for FOTMob, actually? Oh, that. His rating was 7.4. Oops.
I just saw you on the
Oh,
final
no, that's not
whistle
what
and
we're
you sort
doing
of
now.
yelled and screamed.
Oh, that's coming up. All right. Yeah, all right. Yep. Oh, his wife's pregnant. Congrats. Mazel. Big mazel to Moises Caicedo's wife. Looks like she's pregnant. Okay, folks. I think that about does it for this show. If you are coming on now, listen, you may have missed the show, but why not do yourself a favor? Like, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell to know when we go live. So when I do things like this, impromptu lives, you are here to partake in the discussion, reflect on being a Chelsea super fan, because I know you are. If you're here, you're probably a Chelsea. Actually, that's not even true. We got fans of other teams. We've got Arsenal fans. We've got Chelsea fans. We've got all sorts of fans on the, and you're all welcome, because this is America. All right. This isn't England. We don't have problems with other rival clubs fans. Yeah, we might jab at them. We might roast them, but we don't have problems. In fact, quite the opposite. We're just happy that you enjoy this game too, because it's not the most popular game in America, although it is getting quite popular these days. Not the most popular, but we're just happy if you like the game. So everybody's welcome here, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. So that's about it. I think we had a good show. Yes, it might have been a short impromptu show, but we like to keep them short and sweet. And I'm happy that I came on here to do it, even though I didn't have a lot of time to do it. But sometimes that is the way she goes. Okay, guys, I just want to say again, thank you. If you came on the show, thank you for voting in the poll. And until next time, live football and prosper as one should. Peace, y'all.
Soccer? But it's really called football. Soccer? The creators called it football. Soccer? You know, you play it with your feet. Reading between the headlines. Soccer? But it's really called football.